Darker shade. I'm just going to start by putting on the outside, just bringing it in slightly. And I'm going to put some bronzer. I'm going to use it as a sort of soft contour. So I'm just going to tap it around underneath the cheekbone and sort of bring it up like that in a sort of C shape, and then I'm going to bring it down with the jawline. I'm going to just slowly buff it out. So I've gone around like that in the C shape, and I went around by the jawline, and I'm just going to buff it out. And that creates a bit of a subtle contour. And C shape just underneath the cheek, and then just on the jaw. And then blend. Just going to put it more focus, just jawline, because that's where you can sort of create that overall illusion and just slim down the face visually. Like that. And just put a little bit of bronzer by the hairline so it looks more believable. It's a natural place where the sun tends to catch slightly more than other parts of the face. Just buff that out. There we go. And even with just a bit of bronzer, it looks a little bit more believable and a bit less ashy. So I'm going to get my pinky blush. And I'm just going to put a light dusting on the apples of the cheeks. Now I'm going to do a subtle nose contour. So I'm just going to follow the sort of tips the top of the nose there. And then I'm just going to go around by where it's a little bulbous. And then I'm just going to lift my head up, and then I'm going to draw a sort of V shape around here. Just going to sort of bring it in through it. I'm going to get a brush. Just going to buff it out like so. Now I'm going to get the highlight. Just going to place it on the top end of my nose and on the tip of the nose. So just look in the mirror. Draw a stripe down the top. And then just a little bit of highlight in the middle on the tip of the nose. Now I'm going to get some more highlight. I'm just going to place it on the, I call it the Namita Bukuro, I think it's just called eyevax. But just underneath the eye anyway. I have a few creases underneath there, just actually genetically. So I don't tend to do this all too often. Because I'm not really sure if it looks all too right. But I think this should work. If I just make sure I sort of put only the shiny bit on underneath the eye crease. And then smile. I'm gonna follow where the little crease is with a brown. Oh, my legs are in pain. I've got leg cramp. Ooh. So I think the eye shinies, that's not what it's called, looks alright. I'm just gonna smile and then line underneath the eye. Brush. I think this pencil set a bit quicker than I initially first thought, so oh no. I'm pretty sure it's made some sort of difference. It makes my non-readable colour look more prominent. So next thing, my leg of course is cramping, so next thing is to prevent that. So next I'm going to move on to the eyes. So I'm just going to pop the eye primer on the eyelid. I think I shouldn't get away with it. I don't think it's too bad, but sometimes I have trouble getting pigment to show, and I don't know if that's because it needs more help sticking to the skin or just because the pigment isn't concentrated enough for my skin tone. I'm assuming it's just because it could do more staying power. So just to give it the best out, just pop on a little bit of primer. Start off with this baby blue colour. I'm going to essentially just do some garage doors. So that's just when you get one colour and just swoop all the way from the eye all the way to the lash, the eyebrow bit, completely forgetting what any parts of the body are apparently. So if I just get the blue, and I just swipe all across the eyelid, making a little garage door. Just make sure I get a little bit under the hood of my eye. I want all of the eyelid just to be caked in blue. Okay, now I'm going to take the sort of charcoal grey-brown colour and I'm just going to place it underneath the hood of the eye and slightly above the crease. I'm just going to make a nice blended transition. So put that on underneath the hood of the eye and blend it slightly just past the crease. Ooh. I'm out of brushes because I did wash some brushes, but I obviously didn't wash enough brushes. So this is going to be interesting. Again, just above crease. Just going to blend it out with my fingers. See if that works. Just going to take some excess off of the brush. Just going to blend with the brush. It's best to open my eye to see what it actually looks like with the eye open, so we can actually see that slight blend of the transition. Right, I'm going to take the charcoal colour, I'm going to ever so slightly place it on the corner there. Did on that side and place it on that corner, and I'm just going to slowly blend it inwards slightly, so it looks like the charcoal's going from here and then boop, just a slight upwards, almost like you're drawing on a vintage eyeliner flick. Right, if you were clever, if I was clever, I would have made sure I had a small fluffy brush to blend available. I don't. I must have forgotten to wash it, so just pretend this is blended better than it is. So now I'm going to get highlighter. I'm just going to put it on the inner corners of the eyes. Here. And the eyeshadow starts just there, in the inner corner. Now I was considering putting on some false eyelashes, but this looks okay, at least what I can see in the camera. And I sort of don't want to put eyelashes on and then ruin everything, but then again, why don't we just give it a go? So I've gone for these eyelashes because they have a sort of natural look to them. They're not too sort of out there. They're sort of believable that it could be your natural eyelash. Let's put some glue on the eyelash strip. And then we just wait around and we awkwardly sort of make it dry. I mean, I suppose if you put it on your own eye, you could blow onto it, but I don't like to, especially when I'm working on someone else. I would never do that because I don't want my bacteria on this and then on someone else's eye. I find that quite unhygienic. We do not do that when we do practicing on other people. But on yourself, if you really want to, I suppose you could. But I'm just going to sort of awkwardly wave it around. I'm going to hope that's enough time for the glue to get tacky. And now I'm just going to close the eye and sort of place it on. I think that's on. It's difficult to see for me. I'm going to hope that's correctly applied. This looks okay, at least from where I am. Okay, on to the next one. Apply the eyelash glue. Apply the eyelash glue. Wave it about a bit and just give it some time to go tacky. And place. Ta-da. You know what? I'll apply eyeliner next because essentially I want to disguise the band and the glue of the false eyelash. So I like to use eyelashes that have a clear band on them anyway. I think it looks less crowded in my eye, and again it helps disguise the fact you've got false eyelashes on, but a bit of eyeliner does help disguise it even more, and I think it's quite appropriate for the look that we're going for today. So go over the eye, disguising the glue, and line. Give that a couple seconds to dry to prevent the smudgy with my eye shape. And I'm going to draw the line, and we're going to follow the line we've made earlier. We did a little eyeshadow thing. Go. And to the other side. Oh, look what I've done already. I've already made a mess. That's what happens when you can't see and your hands are a bit shaky. Better. So our cotton bud with some micellar water is all for removing the excess there. And because it is a dark colour and the eyeshadow we're using is dark, you can also probably get away with it being a very similar colour and trying to blend it in and disguise it in. So again, start with the middle. This is more difficult on this side. You know, If this side looks a bit dodgy, just embrace it. Just embrace it. So we've done the eyeliner as best we can. Now we're going to move on to some mascara to further disguise the false eyelashes with my natural eyelashes. So I'm just going to start from my natural eyelashes and just coat upwards. And I've just realised I forgot to use the eyelash curler again. I did put it out for me to remember, and I still forgot. So it's fine. I'm just going to rely on the fact my eyelashes are normally fairly curled upwards anyway. Just go through. And that's made a difference, I hope. And the other side. I'm going to start with the purplish red because I don't have a more of a true red. And I'm going to do what I normally do, is slightly overdrawing just over the top and bringing it in slightly so it's a bit more narrower than my natural lip shape. So slightly over. And just fill it in. Now we've got the nudish pinkish brown colour, and I'm going to blend that in with the purple just towards the outer corners so it doesn't look as much of a stark contrast just having this bold purple. So I'll just show you side by side. This in theory should look more blended and more of a graduation, whereas this side looks a bit more contrast and stark, so this side looks a bit more natural. I'm going to do it on the other side. Now I'm going to get the red. Just pick up a lipstick and I'm just going to place it just in the middle, similar to where we put the purple. Like so. There we go. I'm just going to tidy up some of these areas. Okay, so I actually curled my hair for this, so I'm going to take the sort of curls out and I'm going to see if it actually worked. If not, I might just put on a fun little wig or something. Let's take out the hairpins. See if the hair's actually curled or not. There's a little bit of curl to it. Does it look like a vintage curl? Not really. It looks more like a later century freeform sort of curl. But that's okay. I'm just going to get a bit of bronze and I'm just going to place Epic Highland into the hairline. It's looking a bit strange. Oh. Okay, this isn't quite the sort of effect I was going for, but I'm gonna get a wig.